Hello students. So today the next topic of chapter 2 or unit 2 we are going to discuss, that is forms of business organization. Now in this unit, first concept or first topic which we have discussed was the concept of business, that what is the meaning of business, then what is economic activity and different types of economic activity and all. Now business can be conducted in different forms. So what are the different forms in which an individual or an entrepreneur can start his business? So these are the forms of business organization. First is the private sector. Okay, the business can be started in private sector or public sector, and the third one is the joint sector. Now what is the meaning of, see, this division or this classification of business was done on the basis of management and ownership. Okay, this is on the basis of ownership and management. See, when we classify different types of business on the basis of ownership and management, then it has three types. So private sector means which is owned, controlled and managed by private individuals. Okay, so private sector is that form of business organization which is owned, controlled and managed by private individual, and their main motive is profit. Okay, why they are working? They are working only for profit motive. Then comes the public sector. Now public sector are managed, owned and they are controlled or operated by public authorities. Okay, and their main motive is welfare. The primary motive of public sector is welfare. See, they are also working for profits. Profits they also need. But their main motive is not to earn profit. Their main motive is welfare of the society. So they are managed, run and owned by public authorities. The next comes the joint sector. As the name suggests, it is the combination of private and public. Here in joint sector, it is a partnership type of business between private and the government. So management is generally held by the private individuals, and the government they provide the resources. Okay, the government they provide the representation of the government is there. Okay, and both of them they jointly provide the resources. So I'll repeat what I said. Joint sector is partnership of private as well as government. So here the management is generally done by the private individual, but government they represent in the board of directors, and resources are borne by both of them equally. Okay, so these are the three forms of business organization on the basis of ownership and management. Now we'll start with the private sector. Now private sector, there are five different forms of business. Now first is the sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship means one man managing the business. One person, when he is managing the business, he has started the business with his own limited resources, that is sole proprietorship. Second is partnership. When two or more people, they come together, they join hands together, they combine their capital, they run the business together, so that is known as partnership business. So there are some requirements of starting a partnership business that we'll discuss later. Then we have, okay, joint stock I'll do later on. Then we have Hindu undivided family. See, when in this form of business organization, presence of ancestral property is very important. So for every HUF, Hindu undivided family business, there should be some ancestral property, and the family members, they are the co-partners or they are the beneficiary of this business, and it is run by the eldest member of the family. So he or she is considered as the karta of the family. Then we have cooperative society. Cooperative society is also a private form of business where people they come together and they work for the welfare of their own society. They work for the welfare of their member, that is cooperative society. Joint stock company. This is the fifth one in private sector. So joint stock company is a company where we have limited liability. Okay, we have perpetual succession. So these all we will discuss in detail one by one. Then public sector. Public sector means owned, managed and run by the government, the public authority. So here we have three types. departmental undertaking, public corporation and statutory corporation. Now, we don't need to discuss this in detail. Just the name you should know that departmental undertaking is railway department, okay, which is a department, a separate department, and a minister is there who will see the work of the, supervise the work of the department, who is the main authority of that particular department. So, railways, postal telegraph department, these are the departmental undertaking. Then we have public corporations, okay, then public corporation and then statutory corporation. Statutory corporation, here you have to pass an act, okay, and then that corporation comes into existence. Like we have LIC, then RBI, then public corporations are there. So this is not to be dealt in detail, only this much you should know. And joint sector we have already discussed. Now I'll start with this private sector. This we have to do in detail. So we'll start with sole proprietorship. Now the first form of business organization in private is sole proprietors. Now sole proprietor is a business which is owned, run and managed by a single person. Okay, so someone having his own business, some people or any one person who has started his own business, who is managing it with his own funds, by his own means of arranging the capital, so he is a sole proprietor. Now these are the characteristics of sole proprietor. First is individual ownership. He is the one who is the owner of the business. Then individual management and control. He will manage the business by himself and the control is also vested in only one person. Individual financing. This I have said that he will arrange all the capital from his own means, whether by his own savings, through his own savings or by taking loan from the banks. So financing will be done by him. Now no separate legal existence. That means sole proprietor and the business, they are one and the same. There is no existence difference. Okay, they are one and the same. So no separate legal entity is given to the business. That means the business and the owner, they are one and the same person. Unlimited liability is there. What is the meaning of unlimited liability? It means that when the proprietor is unable to meet the expenses of the business, or suppose he has taken loan from the business and his business income is insufficient to repay the loan, then banks can approach for his personal property also. So that is unlimited liability. Since there is no entity difference, okay, both are the same, the business and the owner. So there is unlimited liability. Even the personal property of the owner, of the businessman, of the sole proprietor is liable to repay the debts of the business. Then he is the sole beneficiary, whether he is earning profit, a small amount of profit or very big or huge amount of profit. There is no need to share the profits. He will not share the profit with anyone. So he is the sole beneficiary of the business. Then it is very easy to form and close. Okay, since it is started by one person and it is run and managed by only single individual, so it is very easy to start a business and it is very easy to close down. Then limited area of operation is there. Okay, area of operation is limited because your finance is limited, because you cannot expand your business to other cities, to other states, because you are alone to manage the business. So area of operation is limited. So these are the characteristic features of sole proprietorship.